Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here. We're back once again for another Let's Play of Echoes of Wisdom. We did miss out during the last one, but we had to go and help it with the two Chief Zora leaders. One of them is being with Drad, the River Zora, and of course with the other one being with Kushara, known as the Sea Zora. And basically what we had to go and do with those two said Chief leaders is that they had two different problems. One of them was that we had to go into a said type of rift and look for the said type of tri-friends within there so that we can at least restore a little bit of the River Zora village that was going on throughout that way. And then another one was that throughout the other time on the Sea Zora side is that Kushara had to go and help out with a said type of Sea Zora kid that was stuck inside a cove that we had to go and help out. And within those two type of problems, it looks like finally Drad and Kushara are back together once again, but also as well Jabu-Jabu is still causing chaos, which that is not looking all that too good. And currently right now, since we are here in the Jabu-Jabu Den, normally Drad and Kushara should be on these pedestals and trying to play the song so that we can finally open up with that said door to the main dungeon rift, but it looks like one of the pedestals has been completely broken apart, and also there has been some rubble also sitting on top of some of these different said pedestals here. So we are going to have to move all of those out here first, and then we will have to go and then piece out the said type of other said pedestal here. So just like what we are doing currently right now, just use Try to kind of just move some stuff, and I'm pretty much certain that Try should be able to go and align things up for you anyway. So even if you feel like you may probably have misplaced or maybe not really aligned anything all that too well, Try will actually do that for you. So that's pretty nice. So now what we're going to do is actually pick up with the much more bigger said piece that's going to be around over here, and let's just go and make sure that we place that over there. And I'm pretty certain that by now these two pedestals are now finally in working order, and we could finally get these two type of chiefs to get their music finally playing and see how good that they actually sound compared to how they were originally from before. Because oh man, were they actually god awful, if I have to say so myself. And that was just during their time that they were having their little squabbling fight with each other, but now everything should be back to normal. Now, within these two videos for today, not only are we just going to be doing out here with a course of Echoes of Wisdom, but we are going to be jumping into the PlayStation State of Play thoughts and highlights about what I was thinking so far throughout here within that said video. There is like different games that are for the PS5 and also a little bit with the PS4, since again, if you guys don't know, the PS5 and PS4 are also cross-gen games at this point in time, since I believe the reason why that I think the PS4 is still actually around is that most people don't really have the said PS5 right away, including myself, because I'm one of those type of people that don't really have a PS5, but there is still games that are still getting generated for the PS4 as well, and I am looking forward to those said games too. And I think there was like one that was for like Sonic Cross Worlds, really cool to go and see. That would be really fun to go and at least somewhat go and see other type of said gameplay stuff with that until some other videos start rolling down the road. And then I think I also saw like that new Shinobi thing as well, the Art of Vengeance, which that's also something interesting to also go and possibly look at within the PS4, even though that's also for PS5 too. But now, since we are over here in the actual said den area, we're going to be seeing a situation that with Jabu-Jabu here, since he's still a little bit frustrated, yeah, his eyes are actually glowing red. So that actually does mean that he is not actually Jabu-Jabu. This guy has been like a complete clone throughout this whole entire time. And we're going to have to go and probably have to put a stop to this guy. And we are gonna have to go and run right into an actual said boss battle for this one. Now the boss battle for what this Jabu-Jabu fight is really not all that too difficult. All that you just need to make sure is that just be careful for when he does go and try to do any of his sucking attack, because that is a good opportunity for them for you to actually go and line up with a said type of fish bomb, and that will at least do some damage to him. But if he does start going and doing anything type of like attacking wise or anything, it's always better to at least go and somewhat jump onto some of these different type of crates or boats or anything that are going to be opened up, because it seems like Jabu-Jabu has a whole lot of other different things, not just only having the personal assistants that we have to go and rescue, but he also does have some other type of enemies that it seems like he's also kind of aiding up along his way during his chaos. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful here. Yeah, and not only that, but he does like to basically blow in a lot of other different type of set enemies that are going to happen. So you can also go and use your bombfish for that as well too, and then you can also get a little bit of some extra hearts back, which that's pretty nice. At least we actually do have some sort of boss that is trying to give back a little bit. So even if you are losing like some stuff here. So now, since we already just went and thrown a bombfish over to him, now we can just go and turn into our hero type of fighter way and just go right on after him. Yeah, we should have probably got a few more licks in there, but it seems like that was a little bit too late. But we also do have some brand new equivocations that are going to be around within there, so we will be making sure to go and pick up with that, hopefully at the tail end of all this. Now, it's kind of weird is that originally from before, when we went and met up with Jabu-Jabu, just within this den, before getting into the fight, Kushara and Drad did say that they were going to try to help us out. Now they're just kind of, going out of their way to just cheer us on, I guess. But you know what? We don't really need Drad and Kushara's help. We know how to go and do all of this, and it's really not all that too bad. So just be careful, try not to get yourself completely zapped. I know that every type of phase that happens throughout here now is that we are going to be seeing more and more enemies as they come across. And it's pretty weird that we actually have a bed to just go and fall asleep in if we ever do need to. But just throw one more bombfish over to there, and I'm pretty certain, I think by now, if we go and do a few more nice good slash attacks here, I believe Jabu-Jabu should be finished. Or I should say the clone version of himself should be done. And then that does mean we could finally now go and rescue the personal assistants for the two said type of chiefs here. So Rogma is actually back together, and I forget what the other guy's name is. I don't know if his name is like Iwana or something like that. I can't remember. Oh, Inawana. So I was close. So at least both of these guys are all safe and sound now. That's pretty nice. So what's going to happen here is that since now we got a rift that's going to be open within the still Jabul waters, this whole area is going to be all geared towards to using a said type of new equivocation, which it is going to be somewhat helpful as well too within the actual area. Well, when we get on out of the actual said rift. Back around within Hyrule, because most of what's going to happen here is if there is any like type of like new item rewards or anything like that, we can actually use this type of water block echo to at least somewhat rise ourselves up into a little bit more of some higher ledges that we couldn't have ever done through from before. Now, mind you, we do actually have a Crotula, which that would help out a little bit, but having a water block echo would be pretty nice as well. So here we go. We're going to light up our way over here for Try, and he's going to open up with the set type of area for us to go and check around with. And for what I have heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but a few episodes ago, I did hear that apparently if you use a Crotula throughout this area, you can actually skip most of this type of puzzle that's supposed to be around within this way to get over to where the dungeon is. Now, I've tried that off recording and seen if that would actually be possible. I don't really think it is. I believe this whole area is all geared towards to actually using the water block echo. I don't really think you can actually use a Crotula. Unless if somebody knows a little bit more than I do with that whole exploit, then feel free to go and let me know about that in the comments, because I've tried that and I don't know how you can actually work around with that. But while we are going around within here, you can actually see that there is some water block echoes there. So we are going to have to make sure to go and basically learn that throughout our time. And there is going to be a couple set treasures that I will show you guys exactly where those will be. So I won't really go and show you guys too much about within the whole entire area that will be here. So there we go. There's the water block echo. And All that we have to do for these guys is that we just have to kind of place them into their type of normal positions here. And there we go. And at least we can now go and literally move a little bit more throughout here. And just make sure that to actually at least have like a water block echo, that you normally kind of have to use it around within some sort of water source, or you could use it on some sort of area that is like well flat, that you can actually then go and kind of rise yourself up to the top. But for this one here, I'm going to kind of change things up a bit, which I'm pretty sure, and I think this is how we're normally, well, I don't know if that's how we're normally supposed to do it, but kind of just did in that type of way there. So now, yeah, even though that it seems like we don't really have any type of water source right here, we are going to just kind of just go and just use our bed for the time being, but our bed is just a little bit too short, so we're going to have to add in another extra one here instead. So there we go. So now all that we have to do here is that I don't really think a Krautula would actually work in this way, since it is since this guy can't really go and use the water source for right now, so we are just going to have to use our water echo once again for that. Yeah, so it's kind of pretty nice that around within here, we kind of get a nice good little brief tutorial about how these whole water block echoes do work around within here. So I think just around within this corner, I think there could be a treasure here. One of the first of many, I think. Unless there's anything else that I don't know. Yeah, just be careful with these type of guys as well. We've already seen them from before. But yeah, if they ever do try to latch onto you, they will turn themselves into different set clones, and then you will have to go and basically attack them as we go along throughout here. So there we go. We jumped over on one side. And let's just keep on moving ahead. Now, I may have probably, I think, throughout this time, I think, cut across, like I said, like a couple places here. So, I think there's, like, more things, too, around within this area, such as, like, that little mini area right there. Yeah, so there's a treasure around within here. I think there's actually two. You got one that's over to the right-handed side, and then of course you got the other one on the left as well. And then we got more of these type of jellyfish clones here, so we are going to have to be a little bit careful. And always good to always see a little bit more of those extra type of little regeneration of things that we do need for our sword fighter ability. Because I know that we need to make sure to grab most of that back now. We don't want to be wasting too much amount of it, because we do need that for a set type of boss later on down the road. Okay, so let's head all the way over here. And I think this is where it is. I think this is where one of the beginning said treasures should actually be. So I was a little bit mistaken throughout the throughout a little bit of those well, throughout our time, throughout one part of the said type of area to explore. It's just right around over here. Alright, and there we go. I'm pretty much certain that we are good now. So, one of these type of said treasures are actually going to be able to give us a said type of 50 roop. And then I think another one will actually then go and give us, I think it's just like a regular type of, like, I think smoothie type of item if you ever do need it. But let's just go ahead and place these here. So that's how you normally go and kind of place those water blocks there. And then you could just be able to have a little bit of much more higher ledge to that. So now we're just going to kind of place the water blocks over here for now. And get the second treasure that we do want. And this one shouldn't be as bad either. And there we go. So I have been thinking about getting myself into some more of the Digimon type of things. I know that I just heard that the State of Play, there is a Digimon new game coming, and I have been kind of thinking about getting into the whole Digimon atmosphere again, and go and actually try out the 3DS Japanese game of it. I'm pretty sure you could also get a patch for it as well too, but I may give it a look at some point down the road. But anyways, I'm going to go and end it off here for today. See you guys in the next one of Echoes of Wisdom, and that is where we're going to be heading into the Jabul Ruins.